And now we want to get a little bit political and look at what is shaping the road to the 2022 general elections. A lot has been happening. We've seen the discord within the Jubilee Party getting stronger by the day. And of course, we've also witnessed a lot when it comes to just preparations for the 2022 general elections. Yesterday, also, ODM leader Raila Odinga spoke about the BBI and what he thinks with regards to the decision by the Court of Appeal. Those are some of the issues that we will be discussing right here in studio, and I'm having two panelists with me. I have Fred Okango, who is the Secretary General of the Thirdway Alliance Party, and of course we also have Willy, a political analyst. Thank you, gentlemen, for creating time for us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, I'll start with you, Willy. The last time I interacted with you, of course, online, yes. You were busy trying to clinch the Kiamba, Member of Parliament seat. Yes. Any developments?
What happened, we stepped down for the UDA candidate because as much as I was running for the Member of Parliament position, I was independent, but I was supporting William Ruto's presidency. So it was an easy decision for me to step down just to make sure that UDA wins and we carry the day.
Are we stepping down even in 2022? Or?
It depends with how the MP will treat us in Kiamba, but I don't think I will run against him because he's a personal friend, he's a good guy, he's a performer, he's a brilliant leader. So we will negotiate here because once a politician, always a politician, there will be more developments in terms of negotiations on how we can work together just for the betterment of the youth of this nation and of Kiamba. And so let's see how it plays. But we will be in UDA. We might meet at the nominations. I might support him. You never know. Who knows?
It's a wait and see.
It's a wait and see, yes.
All right. Fred, also the last time we interacted, you were also very busy trying to put your house in order back in Kabondo Kasipu, and talking about your budgeting and the concerns you raised about the campaign spending limits by the IEBC. Any developments? What's happening? What's new? What should we be expecting?
Serious developments. The journey has just started, and we are putting our house in order, both at the political party level. As you know, the itinerary by IBC is out. Politicians are trying to consolidate their bases. But for us, as a party, Thirdway Alliance Kenya, we're also working very hard to ensure that we put our house in order. As you know, in the recent past, we have had numerous challenges. And we are saying that because as a party, we know the type of politics in this country, and because as a party our house has not been in order, we are trying to put our house in order so that we ensure that we get our party leader on the track, Dr. Kuro Court. And maybe I need to take this opportunity as the opening remarks to just apologize to the people of Kenya, to our party members, and to the entire NEC for the myriads of challenges that has bedeviled our party. And we want to assure them, we want to assure Dr. Court, we want to assure the party members, we want to assure the public that we shall indeed put our house in order and face the 2022 together, stronger and better. And we do hope that Dr. Okot and team and us will come together so that we put our house in a better way. We sort the issues that have been, challenging the party, and we move forward so that we give Kenyans the dream of Thirdway Alliance Kenya that we have always worked for.
All right. And on that note, that's how we want to start it, gentlemen. I'd just like us to look at now the road to 2022, and I'll cite something that happened yesterday, just to get a quick comment from both of you before we get into our conversation. Yesterday, there was a petition that was filed by former nominated Senator Paul Njoroge at the High Court. He is challenging the date that was set by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to have the election held on the 9th of August 2022. I believe this is also the provision in the Constitution. And according to what he was saying in his petition, is that the IEBC set the 9th of August 2022 election date when it was not properly constituted, and it did not have the requisite quorum for commissioners and not even a substantive CEO, and a lot of other issues he has raised in that petition. But he wants the High Court now to hold all decisions by the IEBC pending hearing and determination of this particular application. Any concerns about, what he is saying with regards to even as at that time, the term of President Uhuru Kenyatta and Deputy President William Ruto will not have been fully, it will not have elapsed based on the fact that we had a repeat presidential election and it sort of eat into their term. I mean, do they carry any weight, the concerns he's raising, Willy?
Let it be clear and let this be known that the elections will be on the 9th of August in 2022. And the biggest problem we have in this nation is people waking up with feelings and emotions and think that they can change the constitution based on their personal opinions. This is a law-guided decision. It is enshrined in our constitution. And so anybody who feels they can challenge the constitution and the will of the people out of the emotions, then I think those are what we call beating waters by the drums. And so
quickly, Fred, because you want to cross over
Serfine, the Constitution of Kenya needs also interpretation. My good friend Senator Njoroge is seeking for the interpretation. There is only one specific date in the Constitution of Kenya, in Article 101, that says that the election, the general election, shall be held on the second Tuesday of August every 5th year. That date will be on 9th next year in August. And therefore, election shall happen. However, anyone is free to seek interpretation based on the facts. The laws are guided by facts. And if Senator Njoroge presents his facts and the court agrees with him, the court shall guide. But as it is now, IEBC is preparing for election. As it is now, we the politicians, the political parties, we are preparing for election that shall take place on the second Tuesday of August. That will be on 9th, 2022.
All right, thank you, Fred, for that. We'll be coming back to pick up this conversation, and I just want us to very quickly cross over to Afi House to catch up with something happening right now. The health CS Muturi is currently just about to make an address concerning the ongoing vaccination program. He's also said to receive donations of deep freezers for vaccine storage from the Japanese government. Let's listen into that, and then we can continue with our conversation. But in studio, we are discussing the politics of the day, and I've been hosting a panel of two gentlemen. I have the Thirdway Alliance Party Secretary General Fred Okango and Willy Kamau, a political analyst. And gentlemen, I just want us to delve into the latest. Yesterday we saw, I believe this is the first time the Jubilee Party officially came out to speak against what has been happening between two factions within the Jubilee Party. And I just wanted to get your quick reactions about how this was handled by the party. The Secretary General, Raphael Tuju, yesterday came out and he was very categorical about some of the things that he feels the Deputy President has been doing. And he was accusing the DP of what he termed as political blackmail. He talked about, you know, the DP should respect the presidency and the first family, and a lot that was contained in his very long statement. I just want a general observation about how the party has handled their internal, you know, disputes so far, the accusations and counter accusations. Let me start with you, Willy.
First, we must acknowledge the fact that Jubilee Party has played a very big role in making sure that William Ruto is now the most popular presidential candidate ahead of 2022. It is on record that these people who are attacking William Ruto have hopped from one seat, from one TV to the other, calling him a flower girl in the Jubilee administration. In fact, they could go as far as use very vulgar language to call him and say, what business does a flower girl has to do with the groom after the wedding is over? They say this is not an Uhuru government, it is an Uhuru government. And so they have exonerated William Ruto from any accusation or any blame of the failure of Jubilee government. And so for them to remain relevant, they must attack William Ruto, whose popularity continues to go up and up. And so one of the things that these people have done is that during the just concluded weekend, he had a meeting in Mount Kenya, which was very successful, which I was a part of. And so it became so successful, even against having planned the goons that were planted in the various positions that he visited in Mount Kenya, turned out to support him. They were saying, we were paid to fight William Ruto, but he's our presidential candidate. We cannot fight him. They went on camera and said, we were given money. And so when these things fail against the deputy president, the party that fights him and that have fought him must come up with all manner of accusations. And so we are happy when they do that. William Ruto has he has weathered all these turmoils. He has been tossed from left, right and center by the same government he worked so hard to put in place, and he's okay with that.
All right.
Yes.
Willy thinks it's working for the DP. I don't know what you think, Fred.
I don't think so. You see, the deputy president was elected together with the president. And why is he a deputy president? He's a deputy president because the constitution allows him to be the principal assistant to the president. That means Dr. William Ruto should be assisting the president and his government to govern this country, and by fulfilling the expectations of the public and the manifesto of Jubilee. He has not done that. Deputy President William Ruto has political ambitions. His ambitions has come before the ambitions of ensuring that they secure the lives of Kenyans. And that's why you see he has been allegedly abandoned his duties of being the principal assistant to the president and now pursuing his ambition to become the president. What has even dented his image more is the revelation by the Interior Cabinet Secretary before the Parliamentary Committee that he is one of the most guarded state officers in this country. That he is one of the most respected state officer in this country. However, what he has done, he has tried to form a separate working team from the work of the government of President Kenyatta. And when you say that, a faction of Jubilee, I don't think there's a faction of Jubilee. In my understanding and observation, there's only one Jubilee, that Tuju is the Secretary General. The other team is UDA. President has called his team to order, that is Jubilee. William Ruto, the deputy president, has said that they are in UDA. Remember, he was elected on Jubilee ticket. I'm not trying to cast aspersions, but I'm arguing from the point of observation. Every time the deputy president has said, and he has told Kenyans that UDA shall form the next government, the Political Parties Act, Serfine, says that when you attempt to promote the ideologies of another party while you are a member of another party, when you recruit for another party while you are a member of another party, you shall be deemed to have resigned from your previous party. Today, as we speak, I am confident that Deputy President William Ruto has actually moved to UDA. It's just a matter of time. And that's why Tuju said yesterday that they will not push him to resign because he has already done it. But the fact of the matter is, what is the issue around Jubilee? We are talking about Jubilee not because Jubilee is any special, but because Jubilee is the ruling party. It's the ruling party in the sense that the deputy president was elected on a ticket together with the president. But he has abandoned the president.
That's exactly.
So the president is struggling while him is enjoying.
Exactly.
And just a minute. When he says that during the weekend, there were goons that were organized, there is no record showing that these people were actually mobilized to boo or to stop his meeting. In fact, politicians, if they come out to claim that somebody did this, there are high chances that it is them who did that to seek favor.
Which still we cannot ascertain.
We
so
cannot
let's
ascertain, yes.
let's leave that aside.
We are not visitors in Kenya.
we all
know how these things work.
The reason I asked that question is it's not looking good, gentlemen. It's not, especially for a ruling party like Fred is saying. There's just a few months left before the term of President Uhuru Kenyatta ends, and there was this beautiful dream of the Big Four agenda, and with these few months trying to ensure that as much is done for Kenyans as possible. The existing rivalry within the Jubilee party, how is this playing out for even the common mwananchi from where you sit?
It is well orchestrated, engineered, to happen as it is happening, it is not a sheer coincidence. It is a deliberate plan to stop the deputy president of this country from ascending to power. Why is it that after 2018, after we had won the general election, it is when they started calling him all manner of names, saying you can or you have been this, and I will repeat and I will tell you that they hopped from one station to the other, saying this is not an Uhuruto government, it is a Uhuru government. In fact, I remember one of the senior persons in Jubilee asking, what business does a flower girl have to do with the groom, what he does after the wedding? You cannot be what the groom does with the wedding bed is list of your concerns as a flower girl, and so they exonerated him from any blame or failure.
In short, you're washing his hands from all this. Like he had a part.
He did not do that
in delivering the dream that the Jubilee party had when they came into power. He had a responsibility to play.
Yes.
In as much as the president also had a responsibility.
Which they exonerated him from. In fact, most of us, we had so much expectations from the deputy president, but they made us know that he is just a flower girl in a government. And I will tell you, I will respond to something
how is that even possible?
They were saying that it is on record. We can even pull that from
how is that even possible?
Let me finish, my brother. I gave you time to speak. Let me finish. And so what happened is the deputy president was being sent when they were in good terms by the president to go and open projects, or rather to facilitate the opening of projects. And then they started saying this guy is becoming so popular by opening projects. And so what they made sure that every project he's facilitating is not being funded. And so they started fighting him and telling him, you're opening projects for the sake of popularity. And he's asking them, how can I facilitate for projects in government without funding? And so there was a deliberate action to make sure that he does not ascend to power. And so all these hurrabaroos of fighting him, it is because we know of where he wants to go. And the problem would be is that if he does not have a vision, he would still be a very active deputy president of this nation. If he was not heading anywhere politically, then no one would be fighting him.
But even being the deputy president is still a vision, but that's a conversation for another day. Fred, how is this even possible?
I am very disappointed that my friend here who supports the deputy president is struggling to defend him. You know why he's struggling? Because the facts are bare. The deputy president is the principal assistant to the president, and the president can allocate him assignment. That is what the constitution says. But look, he is saying that the deputy president was sent to open projects so that he can be popular. At least he's confirming that was the assertion by those people who are saying that. I don't know them. But the fact is, it is unfortunate that the president has maintained his cool. It is unfortunate that the deputy president has continued to tell Kenyans 9 years later that he still believes that he wants to deliver jobs to the youths, he wants to deliver the big four, he wants to deliver and secure lives of Kenyans, he wants to ensure that Mama Mboga and Mtu wa Mkokoteni are secured, while he had an opportunity to work with the person that they were elected with, to work with the person that they were that they promised the people of Kenya that they shall secure their lives, and he did not. You know what he did? He visioned himself in that seat or on that seat before his time came. If the deputy president humbled himself and said that it is time to deliver for the 45 million Kenyans, and the election time when it comes, I shall be judged as the deputy president by what we have delivered as Uhuruto. Today, he would be the most popular, and the people would be saying, this is the next leader. But look, he abandoned the nation midway, and that's why you can see he's struggling to go back where they started, to convince the people that voted for him that, you know what, my leader or my boss is the bad one, I'm the good one. You cannot separate Uhuru and Ruto. They are conjoined at the hip. And therefore, the successes of Uhuru are the successes of Ruto. The failure of Uhuru are the failure of Ruto. But today, the deputy president wants to take glory in the successes of Uhuru, while himself, he has taken the baton and is running backwards. We must call it what it is. And without prejudice, the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya was once the darling of the Uruto government. But the moment
he demonstrated that these projects that he was sent to go and open by his boss, the President of the Republic of Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta, that is when the problem started. Today, the revelation by Matiang'i shows that he is one of the people that can be facilitated to do most of these jobs. Why is he not doing them? Because he is hosting delegations after delegations at Karen because he's ambitious. He wants to be the president while there's still a sitting president. That is insubordination.
All right. Willy.
Allow me to respond
respond to what you said. Has he been pushed to the corner that he can't
He was pushed to the corner. When we say that when he was opening the projects, people are very happy seeing him around. And so these people who have everything against him being the president of this nation started fighting him. They started saying he's a flower girl in Jubilee government. He says he has no role in the government. And so they exonerated him from all failures of Jubilee government. We didn't know that. They brought it to light. And so when he was kept in the cold, he agreed to go into the cold. And the beauty now is that he's still the most popular candidate because the people of this great republic says, if we cannot see you on ground, we will come to where you are. And that is why he's having visitors from all across this country visiting him in Karen, because they cannot see him on ground, because there was a deliberate effort to make sure that he's not opening projects on ground which were deemed to make him more popular. And when you say that he's not the popular candidate in Kenya today, you must be very factual when you're saying that, because he's the most popular candidate.
We don't have the numbers. Nobody can really tell.
Election is not yet. In fact,
I like it when you say that it's not yet. There's only one way to find out.
Somebody petition the deputy president. Why is he campaigning and the election campaign time is not yet?
He's even yet to start campaigning.
There is no opinion poll that has put him ahead versus the others, because that opinion poll
I can pull a few for you, my brother.
Those are the ones that they do in Karen. There's none. No one has declared, other than the deputy president, that is running. Because the other people that have declared, those are curtain raisers. Real candidates that are going to declare have not declared. So for me,
I'm wondering why is the word real? I mean, we
know Raila is running for president. You know Jimmy Wanjige is running for president. I don't know whether your candidate is running for president.
They have said that.
Let him come and tell us.
They have said
allow him.
They have said that they're running. But Ruto told us that he has only one competitor. So I'm basing my argument on the facts that Ruto told us. He said he has only one competitor. So his competitor that he told us has not declared. So you cannot say, or you cannot tell supporters to come on a national TV, national broadcaster, and tell 45 million Kenyans that he is ahead, while your candidate who told Kenyans, the 45 million of them, that his main competitor has not declared. So for me, I would want to put it. The uncertainty in all these is his own making. Is his own making because he went ahead and declared his ambitions before the time. You know, too much ambition is dangerous, and too little also takes you nowhere. But he didn't have the time to balance. I want to advise the deputy president for free that with all this, with the support that he thinks he's getting, that support will be nothing if the support is not balanced with the work of delivery that he promised Kenyans. What he must do now, the people of Kenya are suffering. The hustlers that he says are supporting him are suffering. What is he doing to ensure that he secure the lives of hustlers now, not next year?
Right.
What is he doing to ensure that our mothers who are giving birth without Medicare are getting that now? Because he is in government. If he was somebody who is not in government, we would forgive him. But he's right there.
All right.
Do this now.
Well said, Fred. Before you come in, Willy, yes. I'll ask you two questions. Yes. And picking up from what Fred has said, yes. You've mentioned that, you know, the deputy president kind of was left helpless for a very long time after he was pushed to the corner, and he couldn't do much, from what I understand. Yes. Does it mean then that the 9 years are just wasted like that? We didn't have a deputy president, that he was not in a position to be our deputy president and serve us in that capacity? city? And
Yes.
also, if he felt that way, if he felt sidelined, if he felt like he's not doing what he was called here to do, what was stopping the DP from just walking out? And
Let's do this. Let's break the 9 years you're talking about in the 2 terms that have made the 9 years. We can start by saying the first term was very okay for everybody, for the government and for the people of this country. Economy-wise, we were doing well. Politically, we were doing very well. Until after 2017, when they knew there was no any other way but for William Ruto to be the next president, they started fighting him. And one of the things there was a very deliberate action that took this country economy on a nosedive, politically, even on matters economy. And so what happened is, after 2017, instead of the government focusing on their Big Four agenda, which was an economic agenda by them for this nation, they stopped so that they could fight the deputy president by changing the constitution of this country. I will tell you how. I will explain to you.
I want to understand how the change in the constitution was a war against
a whole government stopped the Big Four agenda and started changing the constitution and baptized it and called it BBI. And so when the government diverted from the economic activities of the Big Four, automatically the economy took a nosedive. And that is why he's comfortably saying that the people of Kenya are suffering. And I wish that the whole government concentrated on the Big Four agenda for the sake of this nation and for the sake of the legacy of the president of this nation. And so when the High Court declares and says that BBI is a null and a void document, it sends now the whole Jubilee government in a panic mode. We have wasted 4 years trying to push this thing down the throat of the people, and it has flopped. What do we show for the last 4 years? Let me finish, my brother. So what do we show for the last 4 years? We must make sure that William Ruto takes the blame.
Is all this around the DP? Is it like a tug of war? Do you agree with these sentiments about even the coming up?
Is about the agenda, the BBI. And you know, when you are presenting a scripted presentation, you are likely to make mistakes. He has made a mistake, and the mistake he has made a mistake to believe that the constitutional amendment was about putting aside the government agenda and bringing in an individual agenda. I don't have those facts, but the facts I have, when I listened to the president, he said, this project, he consulted everyone. But I don't want to go there. I want to go to the issue you have asked. These issues of deputy president are not far from the truth. The truth of the matter is, his supporters, like my brother seated with me here, have agreed that he's a very ambitious man who can go even to an extent of insubordinating his boss to be where he wants to be. His supporters here have agreed that he is the only person now who should be campaigning and deliver the people of Kenya from the problems because he is popular. His supporter here has told us this morning or this afternoon that it is only deputy president who can go anywhere and the entire government is against him. But let me tell you the truth. The truth of the matter is, when you are in a government and the second in command and the constitution demands of you to assist your government to deliver and secure the lives of the people, and you have failed, then that same government must look for alternative friends to help them do that. That is what the president has done. Lastly, we have seen, he has said that people now go to him where he is because he has been not allowed to go where the people are. Yes. That is not the truth. No one has denied his rights in chapter 4. He can move wherever. In fact, if there's one person who moves and worships in every church, me, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. The other day I saw him in a Seventh-day Adventist church, and I've been seeing him all over worshiping. Who has denied Ruto from going to worship? He does that. He does that even in the wake of COVID. He has been doing that. When the pandemic is finishing everyone, and the supporter here cannot tell us that now. Just hold on. Just hold on. The supporter here cannot tell us that that is wrong. But that is not the issue. Serfine, I know we don't have a lot of time. I want to ask the people of Kenya today that we are going to vote on 9th of August next year. When we shall be casting that ballot, we must remember that there are also certain individuals in this country who are in a position to help us when they had the opportunity to help us. They failed. Why should we give them another opportunity to fail us again? And that's why for us in Thirdway, we are putting our house in order. And we are saying that we are going to face this election a united party, a united team, and we shall be presenting our party leader so that he can also go and compete and tell people that we have this alternative, not
so
the alternative
he's
that
also
we have
vying?
been saying. Yes, Dr. Okot is vying.
So you, no, we have to go back to that because I've asked Fred this question severally. So let's make this categorical and clear. So Dr. Ekuro Okot.
He's getting better now.
Should we start this interview?
Let's start the interview.
He's on the ballot. He's
Yes,
going
he
to
is.
be vying.
You know, Serfine.
You're not joining another.
What we
forming
said
a political
earlier,
alliance?
and I want to clarify issues. What we said earlier, initially, we had issues in the party, and we said we are not going to field. But after looking at this, and after talking to our partners, and after talking among ourselves, we have realized that indeed it was a mistake not to say that we are not fielding. We are fielding a candidate, and we are going to field Dr. Ekuro Okot to run. You know why? Because he understands the issues that Kenyans are undergoing. Because he understands where the shoe pinches the Kenyans. Because he understands why we need another person who is not the mainstream to run and go and fail us again. That's why I was asking him, if his supporters know very well that their candidate has been undergoing all these huge problems that are self-inflicted, why would they suffocate Kenyans again with the same candidate to go and midway he will abandon his deputy? If he manages to be the president, he will abandon his deputy. We cannot take chances anymore. Thirdway Alliance Kenya has said, because we stand for the rule of law, because we stand for, strength and devolution, because we stand for ensuring that we have women in position of power and ensuring that women and youth take over government, we are going for this election, and we shall ensure that Kenyans are not taken for granted.
I don't want us to eat into the time of the Swahili program, but very quickly, Willy, your quick reactions. You seem excited about the news that Dr. Ekuro Okot.
Yes. I knew the passion. If the passion of fighting the deputy president is coming from somewhere, when I say by fighting the deputy president, I mean that you have to cook all this manner of lies that he started fighting the president, or he has been a part of the government. I knew it was coming from somewhere, and it is very allowed. And that's why when you see people, irrelevant people like Raphael Tuju, for them to politically survive, they have to pick up a fight with the deputy president. And it is the same thing we are saying. Now that the big four, or rather the BBI agenda has flopped, now the government is in a panic mode, and it must look for a scapegoat and someone to blame. And who is that? It has to blame it on William Ruto. You started fighting the president. You are the reason we are here. And what if BBI would... Let me finish, my brother. Let me finish. And so they have to pick William Ruto as the scapegoat, and it is a deliberate effort to make sure that they blame William Ruto. You are the reason why the economy of this nation has collapsed.
Thank you so much for creating
just one, if you allow me. Party politics aside,
very quickly,
we must respect the government that we serve in. If you are a state officer, William Ruto must respect the president. He must respect the people of Kenya. He must also allow the president to assign him duty as per the constitution. He must not assign himself duty. But the constitution also requires him to be assistant, the principal to the president. He has failed. He took the baton, is running backward with 257 police officers around him, and is not securing the lives of Kenya. He's securing himself and his ambition for 2022. That must stop.
Is he doing it outside law?
Allow me to wind up. Yes. We cannot always conclude when it comes to political issues. True. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. These are thoughts by Fred Okango and Willy Kamau. Of course, not the position of the station. This is what they think about what the politics of the day is. And on that note, we come to the end of our interview and discussion this morning. Thank you so much for creating time to talk matters politics and matters COVID-19. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Always a pleasure to have you. All right. And now we want to pave way for the Swahili team to take it over from here. We are going to be having Kurunzi Mashinani, and then later Tamrini. Gladys Mungai is already on standby for that, so stay for that and much more. My name is Serfine Achieng Ouma, and our sign language interpreter has been Lensa Odingo. Have a good one.